Hi friends, so today I'm doing a little benchmark and sensors test of my new Xolo Q800. I've also done an unboxing video with this phone. I will be uploading it soon. So let's first check out what kind of sensors this phone comes with. So I got this bunch of benchmarks here, and I also got this Android sensor box app. Let's check out all the sensors this has. So as you can see, it has an accelerometer sensor, it has a light sensor, it has an orientation sensor, a proximity sensor, a gyroscope, it has also a sound sensor and a magnetic sensor. It does not have a pressure sensor and no temperature sensor, but of course only the Samsung Galaxy S4 has those two sensors at the moment, as far as I know. And as far as how the sensors work, they work just fine. As you can see, this is the accelerometer sensor. This is the info about the accelerometer sensor. This is the light sensor. It's going to be a little tricky to trigger it. As you can see, it's working just fine. The sensor is around there. There's some info about the light sensor. This is the orientation sensor, which also works just fine. This is the info about the orientation sensor. The proximity sensor is over here, and as you can see, when I put my finger next to the proximity sensor, it goes to around 0.0 centimeter. When I take it off, it comes to 1 centimeter. So the proximity sensor also works great. No temperature sensor, and there is a gyroscope. So with Android 4.2 camera, we will be able to take photosphere with this phone. And gyroscope works also. As you can see, the little box is moving as I am moving the phone around in my hand. This is the info about the sensor, the gyroscope. We also have the sound sensor on this phone. Hello, and as you can see, it shows us the decibel of the sound, a little bar graph at the bottom. And we have the magnetic sensors on this phone as well. And to trigger this sensor, we're gonna need a little magnet, and this headphone will do, I guess. And as you can see, the magnetic sensor also works just fine. And that's about it. So lots of sensors on this phone. Now let's take a look at the benchmarks. So we're going to start off with the Quadrant benchmark, and let's first take a look at the specs of the phone. This is, as you can see, Xolo Q800. The board is a Gioni board, because this phone is based on a model called Gioni GN708W, rebranded by Lava as Xolo Q800. As you can see, the CPU specifications, current frequency is at 1209, that's the max, and minimum is at 497. It has 4 cores, it's a quad core, and memory of 1 GB. And of course it has Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. These are the display specifications. It has PowerVR SGX 544 MP GPU in it, so pretty capable gaming device. And as we already saw, we have lots and lots of sensors in this phone. This is quite surprising for me, especially for such a budget device, that there are all this kind of sensors in the phone. So that's really great of Lava. So let's just run the full benchmark now. The FPS is quite stable, well above 50 FPS most of the time, and this is also very good performance in this test. This is the 2D test, and as we can see, again it is giving perfect performance. FPS always above 50. Now we have to share the benchmark results. And here it is, right under the it is right on par with the Asus Transformer Prime. Sorry for the little blurring over there. So the phone is on par with Asus Transformer Prime, and these are the devices under it. Now let's try Antutu benchmark. And as you can see, I started with 100% battery, and I've been running these benchmarks now, and it has only dropped around 2%. So the battery life is really good with this phone. You can see the frame rate is very steady. And we are nearly done with this. and this is the score I got with Antutu benchmark. It is a little on the lower side. I was getting around 13,300 to 13,500, I think so, last time I tried. That might be because at the moment I have a class 4 SD card inside here. One of my SanDisk class 10 card crapped out, so I've sent it for RMA, so that might be the reason for the lower score. As you can see, CPU gets 5800, GPU gets 4482, RAM gets 1945, and IO gets 579. There's no point comparing this with Galaxy S4. So let's see the detailed score here, and as you can see, the SD card read and write speed was pretty low because it's a class 4 SD card. Apart from that, it's a great score. So let's get out of here and we will do the next. We will have NenaMark 2 to test the GPU. Let's set this phone down and let's run this. And as you can see, it has no trouble, always keeping about the 50 frames per second barrier. So, and keeping her under 50 now. It's the water that seems to give it trouble. And we are done. 53.1, which is a very good score. And this is how it stacks up against the other devices. Above the Galaxy S2, Asus ePad Transformer Prime. So it's a pretty capable gaming device. Now we have only the 3D Mark left. Let's also run this.